Hello there. Welcome to the JP8 Report. This is James. I'm going to call this one 40 plus. Okay. And just to let you know, I'm going to try to cut down on the length of the JP8 Report from 30 minutes. I'm going to try to keep it between 10 and 15 minutes from now on. I've gotten feedback from some people that they say I ramble on sometimes, which is true. And then the attention span of most people is between 10 and 15 minutes. So I guess I'll be doing more of these at a shorter duration. So I most of the time I'll just pick a topic and talk for a few minutes and keep from, as some people say, rambling on, which is cool. Constructive criticism is always good. As you can tell in the background, my backdrop is getting better. A few more side improvements as I need to make on it, but as you can see, it's looking really good. Green screens are pretty hard to work with to a point. You got to understand the chroma key. I think that's what they call it. Okay, so 40 plus. 40 plus is in the first 8 or 9 days of the Biden administration. He has done 40 executive orders and/or actions. And the point of an executive order or executive action is to tell the people, members of the executive branch of the government, it's not a law, it's a directive, that where they can make adjustments to their current policies. They can until legislation is passed, or it just continues on until time runs out. Okay, it's unbelievable. It's a lot of. I don't have all 40 with me, but I'm just going to go over a few of them. I'm going to check them out. The first one he signed, well, as they were, my reference is ABC News. Okay, just so you know, full disclosure. Let's see. Executive order on protecting federal workforce and requiring mask wearing. Okay, so that means most people already do this anyway. They wear a mask. Not everybody, but most people do. But he's requiring, if you enter a federal building, military installation, recruiting center, Social Security office, Homeland Security office, anywhere where there's it's federal property, VA centers, you have to have a mask on at all times, and then including the White House, believe it or not. Evidently, but I don't always see people in the White House wearing masks. I guess what's good for thee is not for me, or that type of deal. And then if you're on a plane, train, or airplane, train, or automobile, and you're going intermodal commuting, you have to wear a mask also. That means, so if you get on an airplane, you're flying from Washington to Raleigh, you have to have a mask on, or Washington to DFW, you got to have a mask on. You got individual businesses that are telling their customers they need to do this anyway, so I don't know why the federal government's telling people to do it. They should know, accept full responsibility for what they're doing. I wear a mask everywhere I go for medical reasons. Let's see. More stuff on COVID. Rejoining the World Health Organization. We all know Trump did away with our participation because they were covering for China. I guess Biden's want us to join the organization that's covering down on China for them starting the coronavirus. We'll just leave it at that, because China's China, their adversary, and I don't know why anybody would want to help support them. And they caused almost over 400,000 deaths in the United States. It's not the fault of President Biden or President Trump. It's the fault of the Chinese for not letting the world know what exactly happened in Wuhan. executive order on promoting COVID-19 safety in domestic and international travel. That's the airplane thing. Planes, trains, and automobiles. That was a funny movie if you haven't never seen it. Executive order improving, expanding access to care and treatments for COVID-19. It says accelerates the development of COVID-19 therapies, in particular ones that can be easily manufactured, distributed, and administered. That's already been done. I guess he's trying to make his mark on his administration and make it look like Trump didn't do anything. Trump did a lot of stuff, and we wouldn't have the vaccines that are on the market right now if it wasn't for him. It may be another 5, 6, maybe 10 years down the road. Executive order on ensuring data-driven response to future high consequences of public health. Enhances data collection on public health threats such as COVID-19 by designated senior official within several agencies to work on COVID-19 data issues, among other measures. That sounds like he's doing his own coronavirus task force and with a Cronazar, I guess as you can call it. Next, executive order on sustainable public health supply chain. More stuff about COVID. Executive order on ensuring the equitable pandemic response and recovery. That more stuff about COVID. Instead of just adopting the policies that President Trump had, he wanted to execute his own. A lot of these are executive actions also. Let's see. Here's one for executive order on protecting worker health and safety. If you think, if you're working and you think that there's a chance that you may be in an environment with that you may attract COVID, which could be anywhere, it gives you the right to be able to say, I'm not working and I'm going to collect unemployment. Okay, so if I work at a burger flipping joint, I walk in and say, I'm not feeling it. I think I'm at risk, and you can tell your boss, I'm going home because I feel like I'm in an environment where I can get COVID, and you can start collecting unemployment until that situation is rectified. Not good. Let's see, executive order on supporting continued operation of early schools. Schools are starting to open up anyway. It's amazing how a lot of places wanted to open up before wanted to stay closed because they were under the watchful eye of the governors, and they were afraid, supposedly afraid that there would be a massive epidemic and stuff. So while people were starving, they were closing everything. He gets sworn in, and all of a sudden this comes out, and then people say, oh yeah, we're opening up now. Come on. Is it political coincidence that President Trump's no longer in office and now they all want to open up? And now they're all crying that they're economically disadvantaged because they don't have no money coming in, but they were telling everyone to stay closed. Okay. Next one, economic relief. Pausing federal student loan payments. That's directs the acting education secretary to pause federal student loan payments and collections to keep the interest rate at 0%. And then 0%. Wow, free money. You can get deferrals anyway. Executive order, economic relief, COVID-19 pandemic. It directs all executive agencies to consider actions to address the economic crisis resulting from the pandemic. They're trying to reinvent the wheel. Hey, here's some good news for you. If you work in the federal government and you make less than $15 an hour, you're no longer making less than $15 an hour. The bad news, taxes are going to have to go up to pay for that, or something's going to have to be redirected to supplement that pay. I don't know exactly what it says for contractors. That means, so if you work for AFES running the Burger King on Fort Hood, or all the other different restaurants that pay their employees $8 an hour, he just got a $7 pay raise, which means the price of their food is going to go up. If you're a lawn maintenance on Fort Hood or Fort Sill or Fort Bragg, and you're cutting lawns and you're making $10 an hour, you're making $15 an hour, which means everyone's budget went up. Okay. And they're going to try to push that on the rest of the other people. And that was issued on January 22nd. Executive order on ensuring future all men of made all in America by all American workers by good union jobs. And so how they always put that, by good union jobs. I got a question for you. They're always saying good union jobs. Well, there are a lot of good non-union jobs out there too. So why are you endorsing the unions over the non-union workforce when they provide a product at a less cost, and a lot of times they get better benefits, and they don't have the bureaucracy of what is going on inside of a job. Last time I checked, the CEO writes the paychecks. The union boss doesn't write the paychecks. If you don't like something, you can go and find another job somewhere else. I may have it wrong or something. I don't know, but I have a feeling. I feel owner of a company should have the right to fire and hire at will, and administer benefits at will, and then if he doesn't like it, he can close down his business at will. Okay, so get me going on a tangent. Let's see, they're going to open up Obamacare for extended enrollment. Costs more money. Unaffordable deductibles at the cost of American people. They're going to start allowing. Memorandum, that's an action on protecting women's health at home and abroad, rescinds the global gag rule, the Mexico City policy, which blocked U.S. funding international profits on providing counseling referrals for abortion. That was issued on the 28th, yesterday. Why are we dictating this to other countries? Believe as you may, but tax dollars are tax dollars, and tax dollars shouldn't be going to fund any of this. Let's see, climate crisis. Oh yeah, January 20th, the XL pipeline was terminated. So the poor 11,000 workers that were making $230,000 a year because they were specialized welders are now jobless. Oh, and they can go make solar panels. Thank you, Pete Buttigieg and President Trump, President Biden. I'm sorry. So, how many solar panel companies out there make solar panels in the United States? And now these people got to move on the other side of the country to make solar panels. And who's going to buy all these solar panels? I would love to have solar panels in my house. I mean, I'm not an environmental freak. I do respect the environment. I got questions. I figured $20,000 to $25,000 to put a solar panel system on my house. And then what kind of battery backup am I going to have? How long are they going to last? I was told they last about 20 years. So if you're done paying for it, my electric bill is supposed to drop almost to zero. So I'm replacing my electric bill with the payment for a solar panel system, but then I got to get either pay for it by cash or put it on a payment plan on a loan, which that means I owe Big Brother money for 10 years or so. How long are those panels going to last? When the panels get damaged, they got to be turned in, where do you turn them in at? Are they hazardous material? A whole slew of questions. How are we all going to get solar panels on our house? You're going to require everyone to purchase them, or are you going to just blow up the debt and then purchase them for everyone to put on their own houses? Good questions. But those 11, go back to XL Pipeline. I was talking about planes, trains, and automobiles a while ago. Do you realize it's safer to transport through a pipeline in the United States than by an 18-wheeler on the road or a rail car on rail line? They're moving. They could easily. Pipeline is the safest way to transport water, transport oil, transport natural gas. It's safe. It's been proven safe. I don't know where they're getting their stuff about. It's an environmental hazard. It's not. If I breathe, it's an environmental hazard. And it just keeps going on and on. I know I'm at the end of my time. You can easily look on online and get a copy of these. All these executive orders. It's like making Obama 2.0. Okay, you got the same people coming into jobs. You got the same policies being re-engineered back into the government. You got Biden just doing his thing and trying to erase everything that had Trump on it. All these. He should back this up by legislation if he has faith in it. If he can get it through Congress. Let him pursue it. Other than that, this is just paper. And when he finishes up in 4 years, that paper goes away. Because if a Republican gets elected, they're going to do the same thing in return. 40 executive orders and actions in 9 days, compared to, I believe it was, if you compare him in his first 9 days with over 40, and there's more coming today and next week, and compare that to Bush 41, Clinton, Bush 43, Obama, and Trump. They had 17 in the first 9 days combined, compared to over 40 with Biden. That means he has no faith in his legislative branch, and he's trying to act like a dictator. Time that you let your Congress people know that we cannot stand for him acting like a authoritarian type government and push everything along by paper and not have it backed up by rule of law. If you have that much faith in what he's doing, tell him to go to Congress. JP8 Report, that's for the day. Episode 6, you can find me at, I'm going to go to my trailer screen, JP8 Report at gmail.com. You can find me on Rumble. You can find me on YouTube. You can find me on Facebook. Y'all have a great day. Out.